we received that formal letter, formal request this morning to be able to wear that helmet in competition. What I'd say more generally, I'll get onto the specifics in a minute, what I'd say more generally is we have addressed from the beginning the situation of Ukrainian sports, Ukrainian athletes, since the Russian invasion. And the IOC fully understands the desire of athletes to remember friends, colleagues who've lost their lives in that conflict, and, by the way, in many, many other conflicts, many other difficult conflicts around the world. As we say, there are probably 20 to 30 different conflicts going on at any one time around the world. There was an informal meeting last night with Mr. Heraskevych coach and entourage, the delegation, and we reiterated our understanding of the athlete's wish to pay tribute to his fellow Ukrainian athletes, expressing his sorrow, which is done during training and on social media. So he has expressed his feeling in both those cases. But that having been said, the Olympic Charter, the conditions of participation, and the athletes' expression guidelines, which were, I think there was something like 3,000 or 4,000 athletes who fed back into those expression guidelines, and they were agreed also with the Athletes' Commission. We have to concentrate on the athletes' performance and sport on the field of play. And it's fundamental that there are equal rights for all athletes, and that the games need to be separated, not just from political and religious, but from all types of interference, call it interference, and so that all the athletes competing can concentrate on their performance. What we've said is that this helmet contravenes the above-mentioned guidelines that I talked about earlier. But that being said, after the meeting, we also have reiterated once again that those guidelines, we will, in this case, as we do now more often, make an exception to the guidelines to allow him to wear a black armband during competition to make that commemoration. So I think what we've tried to do is to address his desires with compassion and understanding. He has expressed himself on social media and in the training, and as you know, we will not stop him expressing himself in press conferences as he leaves competition in the mixed zone and elsewhere. And we feel that this is a good compromise in the situation.
Vladyslav Heraskevych would not be allowed to either wear the helmet in competition or during the medal ceremony, right? Because that's considered field of play as well. So where is the difference with this helmet from the example that he cited on his Instagram reel? Matthias Steiner in 2008 showed a photo of his deceased wife. Where does this differ? Is it? No, let me just please finish the question. Is this differing because we are on his helmet are comrades, soldiers, fellow athletes who died in a war, in a conflict, and Matthias Steiner's wife died sadly far too early, but not in a war? Is this the difference, or was what Steiner did not allowed, but nobody stopped him from doing it?
I think it's a very simple case. I mean, one I'd say is the famous quote that the past is another country, and this is 20 years ago. We've actually evolved the rules. We do listen. People often criticize us for not listening. We listen to people, to the athletes particularly, and we tried to come up with a set of rules. There will always be different explanations and exceptions and so on, but we have rules now that we try to enforce now, which are new rules, and we think that they're a good expression. I'm not really going to go back 20 years ago and discuss whether that would be okay now. It was okay at the time. It was allowed. We have a set of rules that we agreed with the athletes, which seem to be working. And of course, there'll always be growing pains and whatever with rules. That's the way they are. But we think we've settled on what is a good system to allow people to express themselves, but to also keep and protect the field of play. It won't be perfect, and there will always be exceptions.